Lesson 10 for February 29 to March 6, From Confession to Consolidation, read by Dr. Percy Harrold. Thursday, March 5, the Prophetic Calendar. At the end of the vision of the 2,300 evenings and mornings, the prophet is astonished because he cannot understand it, as we read in Daniel 8:27. 10 years later, Gabriel comes to help Daniel understand the vision, as we read in Daniel 9:23. This latter revelation supplies the missing information and reveals that the work of the Messiah is to be accomplished toward the end of a period of 70 weeks. According to the year-day principle and the course of the events predicted, the 70 weeks must be understood as 490 years. And the starting point for this period is the command to restore and rebuild Jerusalem of Daniel 9:25. This command is issued by King Artaxerxes in 457 BC. It allows the Jews, under the leadership of Ezra, to rebuild Jerusalem, as we read last quarter in Ezra chapter 7. According to the biblical text, the 70 weeks are determined or cut off. This indicates that the time period of 490 years has been cut from a larger time period, that is, from the 2,300 years designated in the vision of chapter 8. It follows from this that the 2,300 years and the 490 years must have the same starting point, namely 457 BC. The prophecy of the 70 weeks is divided into 3 sections: 7 weeks, 62 weeks, and the 70th week. The 7 weeks, or 49 years, most likely refer to the time during which Jerusalem will be rebuilt. After these 7 weeks, there will be 62 weeks, that's 434 years, leading to Messiah the Prince, as we read in Daniel 9:25. Thus, 483 years after Artaxerxes' decree, that is, in the year AD 27, Jesus the Messiah is baptized and anointed by the Holy Spirit for his messianic mission. During the 70th week, other crucial events will take place. 1. Messiah will be cut off, as we read in Daniel 9:26, which refers to the death of Christ. 2. The Messiah shall confirm a covenant with many for 1 week, as in Daniel 9:27. This is the special mission of Jesus and the apostles to the Jewish nation. It is understood during the last week, from AD 27 to 34. 3. But in the middle of the week he shall bring an end to sacrifice and offering, it said in Daniel 9:27. 3.5 years after his baptism, that is, in the middle of the week, Jesus brings the sacrificial system to an end, in the sense that it no longer has any more prophetic significance. By offering himself as the final and perfect sacrifice of the new covenant, thus voiding the need for any more animal sacrifices. The last week of the 70-week prophecy ends in AD 34, when Stephen is martyred, and the gospel message begins to reach not only the Jews, but the Gentiles as well. And so, to finish today, read Daniel 9, verses 24 to 27. 70 weeks are determined for your people and for your holy city to finish the transgression, to make an end of sins, to make reconciliation for iniquity, to bring in everlasting righteousness, to seal up vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the command to restore and build Jerusalem until Messiah the Prince, there shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. The street shall be built again, and the wall, even in troublesome times. And, after the 62 weeks, Messiah shall be cut off, but not for himself. And the people of the prince who is to come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary. The end of it shall be with a flood. Until the end of the war desolations are determined. Then he shall confirm a covenant with many for 1 week. But in the middle of the week he shall bring an end to sacrifice and offering, and on the wing of abominations shall be one who makes desolate, even until the consummation which is determined is poured out on the desolate. Even amid the great hope and promise of the Messiah, we read about violence, war, and desolation. How can this help assure us that amid the calamities of life, hope still exists? This lesson was read by Dr. Percy Harrold for Christian Services for the Blind and Hearing Impaired, Christian Record Services for the Blind, the Sabbath School Department, and Hope Channel. You can also listen on the official Sabbath School 4 app and the Apple iTunes app, Sabbath School with Percy Harrold. Remember, God is always faithful.